part of this community, and we're going to have freedom. We're going to have liberation in our lifetime, y'all. Thank you so much, Professor. So on what we call Bad Friday, April 25th, there were many faculty that joined the students out here in many different ways. Our next speaker is someone who chose to be on the line with the students, who was arrested with the students, who has been in faculty meetings, who has mobilized the faculty union in support of the students, and I'm so honored to introduce Professor Alex Boodrookas.
Thank you. My talk's a little more formal. All right, well, first, thank you very much for inviting me to speak. As far as I'm concerned, this is the greatest honor that a faculty member could receive, so thank you. I think it's fitting at a graduation to talk about the remarkable things that you have all achieved as students. Too often, we hear universities contrasted with the so-called real world. But as you all know, and as you've demonstrated throughout this year, the university is the real world. Universities are some of the world's largest employers and wealthiest institutions. They provide legitimacy to ideas that can inspire liberation, but that can also be deployed to justify apartheid and genocide, in Palestine as elsewhere. As we've learned, they partner with real arms firms that make real weapons that kill real people. But they're also centers of politics and political education. So as a historian, I can't name a single revolution that's taken place in the past 200 years in which students did not play a central role.
That's right.
Your activism, as students, has helped transform a national and even global debate. No university in Colorado will be the same after this semester. And I'm sure SDS is going to be on absolute fire for years. And even more broadly, the ripple effects of what you have all achieved will reach far beyond the borders of this campus and even the question of Palestine. The legacy of this encampment will transform the Front Range for decades. You have demonstrated the inextricability, the interconnection of struggles for justice. That a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And you have fought those injustices wherever you have found them. You've demonstrated how the deployment of police on campus leads to the repression of dissent. You've shown how laws targeting the impoverished or the unhoused are deployed against anti-war and anti-racist activists. You've demonstrated the danger of austerity politics. You've shown that how, as funding for education is slashed, universities have become more and more complicit in arms manufacturing and dependent on big donors who feel entitled to dictate what we teach and learn. You fought the patriarchy and transphobia that saturates our system of jails and courts. You've connected struggles for racial and economic justice from Denver to Palestine. And you have brought people together and forged the relationships of care and trust on which activism depends. I've watched labor organizers mingle with anti-war activists, students meet professors, radical lawyers strategize with mutual aid groups. You've connected our universities to our communities more than they've ever been connected before. I've met more good people in the past few weeks than I have in years. These bonds that tie us together will be one of the most enduring legacies of this encampment. They will be an engine of good for years to come. Now, as you know, this struggle is only just beginning. Even when the latest assault comes to an end, the struggle against the ongoing Nakba will continue. But you have laid the foundations for that struggle. As terrible as the past few months have been, I have never been more hopeful that justice will eventually prevail because of your courage and your actions. What you have done in the broadest is to demonstrate what we will do for one another. You have taken real risks, made real sacrifices, and faced real consequences in order to do what is right. You've centered not yourselves, but others, keeping all eyes on Gaza and on Rafah. And that legacy will be a source of solace and of hope for all of us who fight for justice, wherever we may be. Congratulations and solidarity.